So I want to start off this video by giving a very special shout out to Owen McCannell, who was the one responsible for getting me to make this video. He took advantage of the promotion that I'm running on the channel. He sent in $30 via the Streamlabs link in the description, and he asked me to listen to Wide Awake by Parquet Floors. Now, Owen, I'm really sorry for the delay. You know, I know it's been a minute since you actually sent in the donation and asked me to listen to it, but I caught a pretty bad case of the flu that sort of knocked me on my ass for like a week and a half. I still have a stuffy nose and a little bit of a cough, but I'm finally feeling well enough to sit down and record this video. But in any case, yeah, sorry for the wait, dude. But we're going to be listening to Wide Awake by Parquet Quartz today. It's 38 minutes long. It's 13 tracks. Honestly, I'm not really sure what to expect. I don't want to waste too much of your time with this introduction or anything like that. I'm here. The time is now. We're just going to jump into it. Track 1 is Total Football. This sounds a little familiar. I might have heard this track before. I wasn't expecting it to pick up the pace there, so maybe I haven't heard this before. Look at that bass line, man. That's really cool. I like how dry the drum sounds are, too. Slowing down again, I like this a lot. And the guitar solo is shredding, too. A really cool, like, punk rock sort of a vibe. I think that the drums and the bass line, they sound so dry in comparison to the vocals, which have the reverb on them, and the guitars, which were, you know, really nicely layered and have this really cool chorus effect on them. It gives this track a sort of like it's like the drums and the bass ground it a little bit more in reality, whereas the rest is sort of providing atmosphere, and it's like reverberant, and it sounds large, and it echoes a little bit, you know, and it's got this awesome youthful kind of like energy to it, like a band that you would hear playing in a garage somewhere, sort of just fun, like, I don't know, it reminds me of being a teenager almost, you know. It's got a really cool energy to it that I enjoyed a lot. So yeah, that's a really nice track. Track 2 is Violence. That's an awesome riff. That's awesome. That is cool. That's awesome, yeah, man. He's just like going crazy with those vocals and his lyrics. You know, he's really going in. He's shouting these ideals that he wants to protect from like the rooftops. He's just so passionate about it. This is a really cool sort of like what punk rock is supposed to be about, right? And yeah, I like that there are a lot of different segments to the song, right? The arrangements change from each and every single one, and you can sort of hear distinctly the transitions, right, in the different parts of the song. How there's like subtle little details that will change, you know, maybe it's like the addition of a keyboard, or the bass will play a different riff or something like that. It's really nice to hear distinct segments that you can really tell the difference from one to the next, and you know, okay, we're into the next part of the song now, and you can just kind of like be certain about it because you can hear it. It's really nicely done. Yeah, the arrangements are killer, dude. Before the Water Gets Too High. That bass sounds so dirty. Something about this feels like a Western, man. Yeah, this definitely feels like a Western for some reason. Yeah, maybe that one goes on for just a little too long since it's such a slower paced track, you know? Something about this puts the image of like a cowboy riding into town on a horse, just slowly trotting. It just feels like this track is just like slowly churning on and on and on. You know, so 4 minutes might be a little too long for it. It does kind of have that sort of slow vibe to it that just feels almost like never ending, you know? I like the lyrics a lot. I like the subject matter that he touches on. I think that, you know, the production's really, really cool. The guitar and the bass you know, going together in sync, playing the same riff in octaves is really nice, I think. There's that weird sort of like almost 8-bit sounding pad synth in the background that's also just kind of like holding it down and grounding us. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad track. I definitely prefer the more faster paced songs though. Mardi Gras beads. Interesting chord progressions. Really cool guitar arrangements, man. I love this use of percussion, man. Yeah, that one is just super pleasant, you know, it's really nice to listen to. The bridge is really cool where they add the percussion and it adds a little bit more energy to the actual drum sounds. But yeah, just the way that he's almost always singing in harmony, the way that the voices just sound so thin and soft in this track. Yeah, it's just got a really nice light sound to it. It's cool. Track 5, almost had to start a fight / in and out of patience. Nice. This is cool. Hey. Wow. That transition was really cool. If it stops, I'm having an unshakable nightmare. Can't help but smile, man. Love this energy. This is awesome. Yeah, the transition from one half into the next is just so well done, man. And like I said, I couldn't stop vibing to it. That energy was so great, you know? Loved it. Freebird 2. I like the use of these little organs too. This sounds like a Guitar Hero track. This is the sort of vibe they go for. These instruments have been going on kind of a loop for like a minute and a half now. Like, it's cool, but it's just the same melody over and over and over again. I like how this part's different because he has the additional vocals. Yeah, the instrumentals for this track are basically just a loop, and they go on for the entire track. Towards the end, we get that part where the additional vocals come in, and that sort of sets that part aside from the rest of the track, which is really cool. But beyond that, yeah, it's just, you know, I get very easily bored, and it is just having that loop where he's also singing the same melodies just over and over and over again. I don't know. That one just wasn't really for me. Like, it's cool, but I don't know. It feels a little repetitive after like a minute and a half or so. Normalization. Yo, the bassist is absolutely killing it every track. The bassist is just so impressive every single song. You know, it's just so groovy. The bass the bass sounds like it's you know, it's got so much character to it. I love it. And I like the guitar riff here too. It's like a call and response sort of a thing. No. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, let's go. That part sounded a little trippy. Oh my god. Man, this part's really trippy. Yeah, that's great. You know, I love the way that the bass sounds on that one. I like the call and response sort of a vibe that the guitar has to it. And that he even for like the second half of the track, he even sings along with that guitar riff. So I thought that was really cool. The "Do I pass the Turing test" line was pretty funny. And the ending is just like, it sounds like we're in outer space. It's just a really interesting song to listen to all the way through. So yeah, that's nice. Track 8, Back to Earth. Oh, it transitions. That's really cool. Look at this drum groove. Love the choppy keys too. The vibe to this one is just so different from everything that we've gotten so far that I'm already super interested in it. It's got such a different kind of a swing to it. Yeah, the guitar's playing along with the bass now. That's so cool. Super funky. And his vocals are so haunting, you know? Yeah, this is one of the trippier songs. It's got a really different groove to it. I love the drums on this one, and the bass line just holding down that one riff. And then at one point, the guitar joins in and plays the same one with his really eerie, haunting sort of vocals in the background. It's just like, this is such a different song that I really enjoyed. It was just, it's different, but it was so nicely done. This is a highlight for sure. Wide Awake, title track, let's go. Look at the percussion. Percussions almost have like a samba feel to them. I love how the bass is panned to one side and the guitar is panned to the other side. It's just, it adds this really like, it's almost like the track is shaped like a ramp, you know, and it's like, it's going from low to high. Really visual person. The rhythm guitar is also panned to the same side as the bass. Oh wow, yeah, this sounds great. The guitarists are murdering this song, man. They're just killing it. Oh yeah, that one is just short and sweet, and I could listen to that groove all day, dude. Those guitarists were going crazy. The different rhythms that they were playing, panned to different sides, that bass line just holding it down, same thing all the way through the entire track. And the guitar is just always keeping it interesting, always coming with a different sound, different groove, different, you know, melodies or something or whatever. It's just, it's always keeping it fresh. That one is just funky all the way through, man. And it makes sense too. It's got like one of the, what, third most plays on this album? Third most plays on this album. Yeah, so that's a great song. NYC Observation. That muted, plucked guitar. Is that a piano following along with it? Let's go. Yeah, that's cool. You know, it's a really short track. It feels almost like an interlude. It's really not bad though. I like the way that the track starts off kind of unexpected. You know, Wide Awake had such a groovy sort of a, you know, a vibe, and it sounded so full. We get just this little muted plucked guitar, and I think I asked if it was a piano that was playing along with it because it was really deep and sounded kind of heavy. It might just be another guitar though, panned to the left side. But it starts off so simple, and then it, out of nowhere, it just builds into something, you know, with the rhythm guitars coming in nice and loud, and it's got great energy. But it's a really short song, and I'm not mad at it being short, but it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot to observe here, really. It's just, it's a really quick interlude, and it's dope, and it's over, you know? Extinction. Extinction looks like it's also going to be pretty short. Let's play this. Oh, that's a gross chord. I like it. Man, the lyrics have just been so great this entire project. That chord is so disgusting. Yeah, and the drummer really impressed me here too, because those 16th notes on the hi-hats, they were very, very fast. I probably, you know, I've been drumming since I was 13, on and off, you know, not very consistently, but I don't think I would be able to keep up with that. It's a really fast track. I probably would have tried to do 8th notes or something like that. You know what I mean? Just there's no way I'm keeping up with the rest of this song for almost 2 minutes. You kidding me? Yeah, so yeah, I liked it. I liked it. I thought that was really impressive. Very great guitars. I think that's been a feature on this entire album. Just really great guitar riffs as well. But the drummer kind of stood out to me here, just keeping up with that fast pace. I really like it. Death Will Bring Change. See, again, switching up the vibe a little bit. The choir of children. Yeah, this one switches up the vibe a lot, and it really catches you off guard. And it's immediately, you know, attention grabbing. It's got this sort of slow dance kind of a swing to it. It's got a really sweet sound with the kids singing in the background. The guitars they just sound so warm and kind of fuzzy. You know, it's got this really vintage sort of a sound. It's a short track. It's less than 3 minutes long. It's just really sweet, man. It sounds really, really cool. The last track on this project is Tenderness. Oh, that's awesome with the pianos. So fun. Really cool. Ending on a really happy kind of a note. It would have sounded really cool if right here we had that children's choir as well. Yeah, ending the project on a really upbeat, happy kind of a note. Like I said, I think it would have been really interesting to hear the children's choir singing along around the same octave as those pianos. It just would have added a little bit more cheerfulness to this already kind of a bright sounding song. It's still really cool though, still really cool, and I think it's a great vibe to end the project on. And speaking of this project, man, it came out in 2018, but it sounds like a really vintage sort of a punk album, you know what I mean? This sounds like a really enjoyable, you know, garage band concert, right? It sounds like they've got different vibes on here. They play around with the tempo a lot, different sorts of energy. The percussion, you know, really helps on some of those different sounding songs. There was even that one track that had sort of like a samba vibe to the percussion that I thought was really interesting, the way that they used that. I mean, great guitar and bass lines. You know, the singer really does his best to perform adequately on each song, different vibe, you know, whether he's like screaming his lyrics out or actually singing, whether he wants to go for a softer, brighter kind of a tone or a deeper, warmer, sort of like a thicker sounding voice. I mean, he really, you know, he modifies his performance to fit whatever vibe that they're going for. And for the most part, he does a really good job at it, really. I like that they give you a couple songs that are sort of in the same lane and you start to get, you know, really into it, and then they hit you with a different sort of a vibe coming straight out of left field so that it doesn't get repetitive or boring or samey. You know, the tracks that sound a little different, you know, that they come in with a little different sort of a groove, they come at just the right time so that this album always sounds fresh. I think it was really enjoyable. Yeah, and 13 tracks, under 40 minutes. It's a quick listen, and I had a lot of fun listening to it. So I think that you should definitely check this out. If this is a vibe that you're interested in, you would definitely enjoy this as much as I did, I think. Yeah, I just had a blast. I didn't really go super in depth into every single song, just because I didn't really feel like I needed to. I was just kind of having fun listening to it. So thank you so much, Owen, for sending this in. I really appreciate it again. And yeah, if you're watching the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate you guys. I will see you guys later. Everybody stay safe out there. Peace out.